Hi everyone, my name's Maria, and for my experimental store design project, I decided to visit MUJI. I visited MUJI because I was a little familiar with their products. I mostly use their pens, but I wanted to explore further what they had, and their store looked really cool to me. So they have these little signs posted everywhere that kind of explains what their brand is, and I think that was really clever of them to have them placed around the stores. So if you read it, it'll just tell you that they're a Japanese brand, and then you can see that their three core principles are selection of materials, streamlining of processes, and simplification of packages. So overall, the store was really simplistic and really fun to explore. Approaching the entrance to the store, you could see that there was only one entrance, and there was unfortunately scaffolding blocking most of the front of the building. But you could see that the majority of the storefront was red and white, and the logo was displayed very prominently, which really projected their brand identity. And I think it also went with the desired store image they had with the simplicity. And there were large windows, so you could see inside. They didn't really have any signs or anything blocking, so you could see inside what was going on in the store. Here you can see pictured is the cash wrap area. So this is where the cashier was and where you wait in line. On the right side of the photo, you can see in the background they had a really natural picture with which went with the theme of their store, which I'll touch on a bit later. But the lighting really focused on it, so when you were waiting in line, you noticed it. This was also a prime location for impulse buying, and you can't see in the photo, but over to the right, in the aisle where you waited in line, they were lined with candies, which was great for impulse buying. And then up on the counter, you can see there's gondolas on the front of the counter, which had other small items, and on top of the counter in front of the cash registers, they had a lot of promotional items like business cards and flyers promoting other events that they're involved in. For my first selling floor, I wanted to show you where they had their apparel. Where the apparel was, it was a racetrack layout. So there was a thicker path with access to all the different locations on this floor, which was the bottom floor, and there were other items downstairs like furniture and kitchen supplies, so the racetrack layout really guided you through each section, and it made it great for exploring the whole store. You can see on top of some of the displays, they have signage. Most of their signage was promotional items. They didn't have any location guidance, so most of the signs here are for sales. There's a couple different ways that they were displaying their apparel. First, they have a straight rack which has shirts on it. You can see that in the bottom left photo on the right hand side. And then also in the left-hand photo, you can see the gondola where they have all the folded pants. On the photo in the bottom right, you can see that they have a round display gondola, and they also had a really cool display of how they had the socks hanging above it, which drew the eye to it. They also have idea orientation presentation in the mannequins. They're kind of hard to see, but they are in the bottom left photo. And with the mannequins, they inspire customers with ideas and to buy more items. The lighting in all of these photos, you can also see that it hits all of the items in the right spots and makes it really pleasing to the eye. On the upstairs floor, they had a lot of their stationery displayed. You can see in the photos that most of these items were organized in gondolas, and I thought they were organized really beautifully by the colors, and it made them really appealing. They also had signs above each of the different type of pens that explained the difference between each of them and the benefits. I thought that that was a really nice touch and encouraged buying. In the bottom right-hand photo, you can also see that they had an interactive area where you could try out some of the pens and stamps to see what you liked or not. The dressing rooms were located downstairs. They had location signage, which was actually the only location signage in the store besides the signs on the escalators telling you what was upstairs and downstairs. They were very accessible and spacious for anybody that would need to get in there. The lights also emphasized each separate dressing room on each door, and they were complemented with bright white paint. For my choice number one, I chose the featured area that they had in the entrance of the store. The featured item was diffusers, and I thought that this was a great idea because the scent was spread throughout the whole store and it was so nice and relaxing, and this would really stimulate customers and affect their purchase behavior. There was a large display at the entrance of the store. This is pictured in the left photo and the bottom right photo, and in the top right photo, they had a smaller display downstairs. For my choice number two, I wanted to show you the plant life that they had around the store. The plants seemed to be really emphasized throughout the whole store. I think that that goes along with who MUJI is and their natural feel. It gave the store character and life, and it really brought everything together by having plants set out in different sections. What was really cool is that none of the plants were fake, they were all real. The photo in the top right is exactly what you would see when you come down the escalator, and you can also see that the lighting and the way it hit it made it really pleasing to look at. I included a few photos on the next slide, just extra photos that I thought were other interesting things around the store. But thank you for listening.